slip knot. Just find the end of your jute. I like to leave a fairly long tail when I'm working with the jute because it's a little more rigid than a regular yarn. You could use another yarn if you don't like the feel of the jute because it is scratchy, or if you have an allergy, you can certainly use another regular yarn like a Red Heart Super Saver in brown. You could use a cotton yarn in brown, or even wool. Anything that's going to kind of lend itself to looking like a bird's nest. Because of the natural fibers here, it really turns out looking so much like a bird's nest. That's why I use it. But if you have an allergy or it feels just too scratchy, you don't like the texture, you can certainly substitute another yarn. The only thing is that it won't be quite as rigid. If you use a really tight tension while you're crocheting this bird's nest with a regular yarn like a wool or even a cotton, if you use a tighter tension, it'll keep its shape better. So what I'm going to do is begin by chaining 2. The other thing is, when you're using the jute, you don't want to have too tight of a tension. You want to leave a medium to loose tension, because if you don't, it's going to be really hard to go back into the stitches. Okay, so we've chained 2, that's our beginning, and then we're going to work 10 single crochets into this very first chain that we made. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whoops, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And as it kind of creeps out, as you fill that up, your tail is going to kind of want to disappear. Don't let it fall out of here. Make sure you keep it tight to there, and then you're going to just pull it and close up that hole. And then you're going to join to your first single crochet with a slip stitch. So the stitch right here, if you can get hold of it. Let's see if I can lift that up a little bit. There we go. It is a bit harder to work with, I will say, from the beginning, but I really do like the way it lends itself to the natural effect of a bird's nest. Okay, we've just completed round 1. For round 2, we're going to work 2 half double crochets into each stitch around for a total of 20. So we're going to chain 2, and that counts as our first half double. Then of course we're going to work another one right into there, right next to where we chained up those 2. Remember to keep a medium to loose tension, because you want it to be rigid, and it'll be rigid because of the twine that you're using, but you don't want it so tight that you can't get your hook back into the stitches. Okay, so those were 2. This is going to be 3 and 4. So that's 3, 4. Next will be 5. And 6. And 7. Whoops. And 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 'course we have 17, 18, 19, 20. Then we're going to join to the top of the chain 2 with a slip stitch. Great. For round 3, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work a half double crochet in each stitch around. Of course, this counts as our first half double, so we're going to skip this first stitch right here and work into this one. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whoops, 6, 7, 8, 9, it's going to be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And join to the top of your chain 2, right into there with a slip stitch. Okay, if you want your nest taller, you can certainly add more rounds. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to chain 1, clip the tail, pull that through, give it a tug, and now I'm going to weave in the ends. Weaving in the ends is simple. It works just like any other project. So you're going to begin to weave in. What I love about the jute also is that it hides this really well. You really can't tell where you've woven into. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit one way and then a little bit back the other. Okay. And since this item is not going to be washed, it's just for decoration, I'm not going to worry about weaving in so much. Now, if you have a big gap right here in the middle like I do, you'll need to cinch that up. Just pull it tight tight as you can. And then you're going to weave this tail in also. And this might be a little challenging because those stitches are going to be tight. You might need to come up a row and weave in. And I'm going to say that's good enough. Because like I said, this item is not going to be used and abused a lot. Okay. So now, you can turn that the other way out, like this, if you want to. That's what I do. And then you're going to shape it. You're just going to kind of flatten the bottom and cut the sides, which they'll naturally cut kind of on their own. But you just want to work it a little bit like that. And then what I did was use some air dry clay, and I shaped 3 little eggs and put in there. And then I made a felt bird and sat it right in the top. So it looks really, really cute. I hope you enjoyed the project. It's easy, simple, and fun, and it's a great decoration for your house for the spring. Like I said, you can find this pattern and a whole lot more at my website, theblueberrybee.com. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you're inclined to. Bye! Here's another nest that I made. I used a larger hook so you can see how much larger the hook was. I used the same twine and then I just crocheted so it looks looser, but it's because of the bigger hook. I could have used 2 strands of twine if I wanted to, or a strand of twine and a strand of yarn, or really anything. I just wanted to see how it would turn out with a larger hook, and this is how it turned out. So really, you could even make a set of nesting bowls or anything else out of this. If you like the rustic look, then that would be an excellent project for you.